Good day. I'm going to begin with a little holy water. Let's put that. Let's see if they can take a good picture of that. That looks pretty good. The holy water is sanctified and will chase away any curses or demonic activity around you or in your home or whatever. So utilize it, okay? If you need some, let me know. I sent out a bunch to most everybody. I think they have some. And Peter in Europe will get, I'll try and send him a few bottles. They're in plastic, so it's pretty safe. Good day, Denise. Good day, Maria. And so with those, you can, sanctify your homes and your items that you need to for protection. So today we have some Jewish bread right there that we're going to decursify. Okay, we have to remove the kosher prayers, okay, which are really curses. So we will sanctify it with our holy water. They make really good bread. That's the one thing, but it has nothing to do with. It's because they make good bread for themselves. We could do the same thing if we wanted to, but we don't control the bread supply and the food supply. They do. So we will utilize this method to take care of and have our safe eating bread. And you can do the same thing with your holy water, okay? In nomine Deum matronam nostra et emisum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I sanctify this bread and chase away any evil entities or demonic spirits or any curses that are around it or in it, so that it may be healthy and good for our bodies and for our souls as well. And we pray that that they cease cursing the food that we eat. In nomine Deum matronam nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And this happens to be sourdough bread. That's another reason why you should always sanctify your food before you eat it, no matter where you are. And also, thank you, Sister Jeannie, for the flowers, the wildflowers that we have on the altar today. Let's see who else is here. I know I jumped the gun for everybody this morning. Good day, CJ and Luis and CW. And welcome to August 3rd, 2024, first Saturday. Let's get started with Saint Catherine of Siena and talk a little bit about the beginnings of why people go to hell or to their judgment. In case you missed it, just a minute or two ago, I did sanctify some bread and it was Jewish bread, and I wanted to exercise it of any spirits, if you will, or curses. So we did that, and so we'll have that for breakfast. All right, let's get started with St. Catherine and our good rising prayers. As my son says, good rising, good day. In nomine Dei, matronam nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany, and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things, with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to the Trinitarian Theophany, to heaven, and to the souls in purgatory. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, O Trinitarian Theophany, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dei Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress and my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Okay, we continue with the Treatise of Discretion by St. Catherine of Siena, of where Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, or as Sister Jeannie and I call D3. This second reproof, dearest daughter, is indeed a condemnation, for the soul has arrived at the end, where there can be no remedy, for she is at the extremity of death, where is the worm of conscience, which I told thee was blinded self-love. Let me just stop really quick there. I see that Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum uses this phraseology. There can be no remedy. Okay, it's too late, but we are still alive and we still have remedy. And we also, and remedy, look that word up. It means, it's quite significant in meaning. And when I continue with reading about the straw man, you'll see that there is remedy for us because of that straw man system. Now, at the time of death, since she cannot get out of my hands, she begins to see, and therefore is gnawed with remorse, seeing that her own sin has brought her into so great evil. But if the soul have light to know and grieve for her fault, not on account of the pain of hell that follows upon it, but on account of pain at her offense against me, who am supreme and eternal good, still she can find mercy. But if she pass the bridge of death without light, and alone, with the worm of conscience, without the hope of the blood, and bewailing herself more on account of her first condemnation than on account of my displeasure, she arrives at eternal damnation. And then she is reproved cruelly by my justice of injustice and of false judgment, and not so much of general injustice and false judgments, which she has practiced generally in all her works, but much more on account of the particular injustice and false judgment which she practices at the end, in judging her misery greater than my mercy. This is that sin which is neither pardoned here nor there, because the soul would not be pardoned, depreciating my mercy. Therefore is this last sin graver to me than all the other sins that the soul has committed. Wherefore the despair of Judas displeased me more, and was more grave to my son than was his betrayal of him, so that they are reproved of this false judgment, which is to have held their sin to be greater than my mercy. And on that account are they punished with the devils, and eternally tortured with them. And they are reproved of injustice, because they grieve more over their condemnation than over my displeasure, and do not render to me that which is mine, and to themselves that which is theirs. For to me they ought to render love, and to themselves bitterness with contrition of heart, and offer it to me, for the offense they have done me. And they do the contrary, because they give to themselves love, pitying themselves and grieving on account of the pain they expect for their sin. So thou seest that they are guilty of injustice and false judgment, and are punished for the one and the other together. Wherefore they, having depreciated my mercy, I with justice send them, with their cruel servant, sensuality, and the cruel tyrant, the devil, whose servants they made themselves through their own sensuality, so that together they are punished and tormented as together they have offended me. Tormented, I say, by my ministering devils, whom my judgment has appointed to torment those who have done evil." Unquote. Tomorrow we will continue with of the four principal torments of the damned, from which follow all the others, and particularly of the foulness of the devil. vobiscum, et quoque apote. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostiam, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offeditibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inimirabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligencies meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus cerebromnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et iris proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilite contradicit et mirabilis reformasti da nobis, peruius atque et unim stadium, eus divinitatis esse consortes qui humanitatis nostrae, fiat dignatus est paterceps, Deum Iesum Christum filium, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem, salutaris tuum de peccantis clementium, ut conspectu divinae maestatis tuae pro nostra dotius mundi salute, cum odore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiamur te Deum Iesum Christum, et fiat sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tuo holiae, ut placiat tibi Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite plata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas, hanc oblationem cum tibi afferimus, a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et extinctionis, Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et Istorum, et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere, dignenter in caelis, quorum memoriam agimus in te spiritum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis, ad laudem et gloriam nominis sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostrum totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote, suus concorda, habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur limites me mater et pater, Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices, rogamus et petimus, uti accepta habeas, et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium irrivata. In primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare, custodere, adorare et regere, digneris tot orbi terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Peter Bergen's intentions. Pray for Katie, Gage, Neil and Earl Lively, Marie Josephina Mose, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara and Benedict Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Amble Tink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Michaela McLarnon and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Cahill, Kendrick, Shorten, Dasco, Nye, Tafour, Began, Wolf, and Kane family and their intentions. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantis Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child ritual abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange with no usury, where lying would be against the law. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We pray for wisdom on how to understand all these things that the Trinitarian Theophany wishes us to perform. We pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant, that they understand the mercy of the Trinitarian Theophany is greater than their sin. All these things and everything else listed here, we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium coram tibi fidis cognita est et nota devotio pro quibus tibi efferimus, vel qui tibi affrontox sacrificium laudis, pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et ingulamitatis suae, tibi quid vota sua aeterno Deum vivu et vero, communicantes et memoram venerantes in primis gloriosae, semper Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papae Sancti Petri et Sancti Luci et Sancti Jacinta et Sancti Francisco et Sancti Juan Diego et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis praecibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectionis tuae muniabor auxilio per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblationem te Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem ac et labilenque feceri digniris ut nobis corpum et sanguine fiat edictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit panem sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et elevatis oculis in caelum ate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens, consecravit frege didique lumnis sui dicenza cipite et mandacati ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremonia est, accipiens et hunc praeclarum calicem et sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit didique lumnis sui dicens accipite et vivite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis affundetur in remissione peccatorum, haec quodescum feceritis in me mono facietis. Unde et memores Deum nos servitui sed plebs tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones nec non et in feliz resurrectionis sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis. Offerimus praeclare maiestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio ac sereno vutur respeceri digneris. Et supplices te ragamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ibi hec perfere per manus tuum ut quod ex hoc autoris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsenimus, omni sanctificatione, caelestia gratia de per amor per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died, and we especially pray for Adelaide Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis demet omnibum in Christum quis gentibum locum refugere illucis epacis undorge est per camera peridum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso est ibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea matronam nostrae, materam Deum Iesum Christum misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quaesimus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beate gloriosa semper Deum matronam nostrae. Cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitius, pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Pediendum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque apud te. Haec extio et consecratio copris et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum fiat excipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, cooperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tui semper in harare mandatis, et in quam separati permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, corrego indignus sumere praesimo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condonnationem, sed pro tua pietate prosit mihi et tutum metis corporis, et ad me delam percipiendam, qui vivis et regnas cum Deum matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrae non sundinius, ut tete meis in tanto dic verbos nabiternam mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sundinius, ut tete meis in tanto dic verbos nabiternam mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sundinius, ut tete meis in tanto dic verbos nabiternam mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retrubam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retrubam mihi, caricem saetatis accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis mei salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Corpus Dei nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Coloris Sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum punimente capiamus et immunine temporali fit nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sumpsi sanguis, quem patavi adhaereat, visceribus meis apraesta, ut in me non remaniat. Scelellum macula quem pura sancta reficerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite missa est, Deum gratia. Plagia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequiam subititis meae, et praesta ut sacrificium coroculis tuae maestatis in nus alteritibus et acceptabile meque et omnibus, pro quibus irut optulis sit in miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Patrum, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Dea Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Okay, make sure you have your altars set up there in Europe in case I decide to pop over there. Somebody's going to have a nice altar set up, I'm sure. Hello, Peter. Thank you for your donation. and for your kind words. And we will continue to chat. And thank you for all the confessions that came in for the first Saturday. We're making a difference, and I really, really appreciate that. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day.